The ability to have somebody who is kind of epitomizes what you think your country stands for. Prince William and Kate Middleton's daughter Charlotte may be a princess, but she is the Queen of SAS Princess and has stunned the world by transferring her Princess Royal title to 9-year-old Princess Charlotte, shaking the monarchy to its core. This historic decision redefines centuries-old traditions and marks a transformative moment for the royal family. For decades, Anne personified the rose, duty and sacrifice, but now Charlotte steps into the spotlight carrying the weight of history. Let us explore the profound implications of this unprecedented move. The young heir to a timeless role. First, the Princess Royal title is not something you pick up like a souvenir. It has been in since her 30s, and it is one of the most prestigious roles within the royal system. The fact that she has held it for decades, carrying it with dignity and grit, makes this transition even more intriguing. Charlotte, only 9 years old, has now been marked as the future face of this legacy that is huge. You are not just being given a title, you are inheriting expectations, duties, and a public profile that will follow you forever. This is just the beginning of a legacy that could reshape the monarchy forever. Why now? Why Charlotte? These are the big questions floating around. Anne has been one of the hardest working royals, logging hundreds of engagements every year. She has seen firsthand what it takes to be at the center of royal life, and now at 74 she is clearly thinking about the monarchy next chapter, by passing the baton to Charlotte, and is saying she believes in this new generation and in Charlotte's ability to carry on the family's mission in a way that is both modern and respectful of tradition. The timing could not be more fascinating, with King Charles facing health concerns, including reports about a recent cancer diagnosis. The monarchy's stability is under a microscope, and there is an urgent need to prepare the younger royals for the responsibilities they will eventually shoulder. By giving Charlotte such a high-profile role early, the family is laying the groundwork for her to step up when needed. It is not just a nice gesture, it is a strategic move. Let us talk about the symbolism here. The Princess Royal title is not just about prestige, it is about continuity. For centuries, this role has been a cornerstone of royal tradition, handed down from one generation to the next. By giving it to Charlotte, Anne is bridging the past and the future. Let us not overlook the significance of Charlotte's position in the line of succession. Thanks to a 2013 law that ended the rule where boys automatically outranked girls, Charlotte's spot as fourth in line to the throne is secure. That is a game changer. Charlotte's upbringing is another critical piece of this puzzle. As the second child of Prince William and Princess Catherine, she is growing up in an environment that is carefully balanced between royal tradition and modern family life. Her parents have made it clear that they want their children to have as normal a childhood as possible, despite the immense public scrutiny. This balance of normality and responsibility will be crucial as Charlotte navigates her new role. But let us not forget what is at stake here. Being Princess Royal is no walk in the park. It is a role that comes with intense public scrutiny, endless expectations, and a lifetime of service. Charlotte has charming spades that much is obvious from her public appearances, but the real test will come as she matures. Can she balance her royal duties with the pressures of growing up in the spotlight? That is the million-dollar question. Anne's decision also signals a broader shift within the monarchy. The royal family has been under increasing pressure to modernize and stay relevant in today's fast-paced world. By giving Charlotte such a prominent role, they are not just handing her a title, they are setting her up as a symbol of this new, more progressive era. It is a smart move, one that acknowledges the importance of appealing to younger generations while still honoring the weight of tradition. This move is also a masterclass in mentorship and is not just stepping aside and leaving Charlotte to figure it out on her own. She will undoubtedly be a guiding force, sharing her wisdom and experience as Charlotte grows into the role, and legacy is one of hard work, dedication, and a non-nonsense approach to royal life. If Charlotte can channel even a fraction of that, she will be in good shape. What makes Charlotte's position even more compelling is her potential to redefine what it means to be royal in the 21st century. The days of purely ceremonial duties are fading. Royals are now expected to champion causes, connect with the public, and use their platforms for good. Charlotte, with her natural charisma and youthful energy, is perfectly positioned to take on these challenges. This transition also raises interesting questions about gender and leadership within the monarchy. Historically, royal roles and titles have often been influenced by outdated notions of primogeniture, but Charlotte's rise to prominence shows that the family is willing to embrace change by elevating a young girl to such a significant role. They are sending a powerful message about equality and the evolving nature of the monarchy. The public's reaction to this news has been a mix of excitement and curiosity. Charlotte has already won over many hearts with her confident demeanor and endearing public appearances, but this new title comes with higher stakes. People will be watching closely to see how she handles the pressure and what kind of impact she will have on the monarchy's future. As Charlotte grows into her new role, she will also have the opportunity to carve out her own identity within the royal family. While she will undoubtedly draw inspiration from Anne's legacy, she will also have the chance to bring her own unique perspective to the role, whether it is through charitable work, public advocacy, or other initiatives. Charlotte has the potential to leave a lasting mark on the monarchy, and this choice marks a turning point for the royal family, shaping its future in surprising ways. The crown's youngest is a symbol of continuity and progress. It is worth noting that this move is not just about the present, it is about securing the monarchy's future in a world that is increasingly skeptical of traditional institutions. The royal family needs to demonstrate its relevance by investing in the younger generation and giving them meaningful roles. They are showing a commitment to evolution and adaptability. Charlotte's new title is a key part of that strategy. Of course, none of this guarantees smooth sailing. The challenges ahead are enormous. The royal family is under constant scrutiny, and every misstep is magnified 100-fold. But if Charlotte can rise to the occasion, and all signs suggest she can, she will be a pivotal figure in shaping the monarchy for years to come. So what does this mean for the royal family as a whole? It is a clear sign that they are thinking long-term. By giving Charlotte this opportunity now, they are not just preparing her for the future, they are also sending a message about the direction they want the monarchy to take. It is about continuity, yes, but it is also about change, a balancing act that has never been more critical. Charlotte's journey as Princess Royal is just beginning, and it promises to be a fascinating one. As she steps into this new role, she will be carrying not just a title but the hopes and expectations of a nation. It is a lot for a 9-year-old, but if there is anyone who can handle it, it is her. And with Anne's guidance and her family's support, Charlotte is poised to become a defining figure in the next chapter of royal history. As we dive deeper into the significance of this title transfer, it is essential to understand what makes the Princess Royal, the role of Princess Royal, so unique. This title, historically reserved for the eldest daughter of the sovereign, has often been associated with a sense of duty and service, as exemplified by and through her decades-long commitment to various causes, including her work with Save the Children and numerous other charitable organizations. Passing this title to Charlotte is not just a symbolic gesture, it is a challenge and an opportunity to continue this legacy of service. Charlotte's early exposure to public life has already set the stage for her to embrace this responsibility. From accompanying her family at major events to engaging with the public, she has shown an ability to connect with people, a skill that will be invaluable as she grows into her role. Her interactions with the public have been marked by a natural charm and warmth, suggesting that she is well suited for the demands of royal life. But what does it mean for the monarchy to have a young Princess Royal in this modern age? For one, it signals a willingness to adapt and embrace change. The British monarchy, an institution steeped in tradition, has often been criticized for being slow to evolve. By elevating Charlotte to such a prominent role, the royal family is taking a step toward modernization. This move acknowledges the importance of engaging with younger generations and addressing contemporary issues. Charlotte's role will likely involve a mix of traditional duties and modern initiatives. She may take on ceremonial roles such as representing the monarchy at official events while also championing causes that resonate with her generation. Issues like climate change, mental health, and social equality are likely to feature prominently in her work, reflecting the evolving priorities of the monarchy. This transition also highlights the importance of mentorship within the royal family. Anne's decision to pass on her title is not just about relinquishing a role, it is about guiding the next generation. Anne's experience and wisdom will be invaluable as Charlotte navigates the complexities of royal life. This mentorship will provide Charlotte with a strong foundation as she grows into her responsibilities. While the title of Princess Royal carries significant weight, It also offers Charlotte a unique platform to shape her own identity, unlike her siblings who may have different roles within the monarchy. Charlotte's position allows her to carve out a distinct path. This individuality will be crucial as she balances the expectations of her role with her own aspirations and interests. As we look to the future, Charlotte's journey will undoubtedly be shaped by the changing dynamics of the royal family. With the passing of time and the emergence of new challenges, the monarchy will need to continue adapting. Charlotte's role as Princess Royal will be a critical part of this evolution, serving as a bridge between tradition and progress. The decision to bestow this title on Charlotte also reflects a broader trend within the monarchy, the emphasis on continuity and stability in a world that is constantly changing. The royal family's ability to adapt while maintaining its core values is essential. By investing in the younger generation, the monarchy is ensuring that it remains relevant and resilient in the face of future challenges. Charlotte's ascent to the role of Princess Royal is a moment of great significance not just for her but for the monarchy as a whole. It marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that is filled with promise and potential. As she grows into this role, Charlotte will have the opportunity to leave a lasting impact on the institution and the people it serves. The twists of royal history show how one moment can shape the monarchy forever. Bloodlines, battles, and betrayals. Back in the year 1066, things got spicy for the royal lineup on these pretty islands. Sure, there were kings and tiny nations before them, druids before them, and even Pangaea if you want to get geological, but we have to start somewhere, and 1,000 years back seems fair. Goodbye to Eadwig the Unready and his drama, enter William the Conqueror and his big splash, the Norman conquest, though Norman really just means French people back then. They were pretty into having lots of kids, but to save everyone from a headache, let us skip a bunch. William's three most important kids were William II, Henry I, and Adela. If you know about royal succession, great, you are ahead. If not, just know that back then crowns were up for grabs. The biggest kid had dibs, but a nice army and smooth diplomacy helped. When William the Conqueror died, William II got the crown. He did not marry and mysteriously died on a hunting trip with his brother Henry, surprising everyone. Henry I then ended up king. Henry was not great at following rules himself. He had 26 kids, but only 2 were officially legitimate. After his son drowned in a shipwreck, he swore up and down his daughter Matilda would be queen. He made all his knights promise too. Guess what? When Henry died, Matilda was busy in France, and her cousin Stephen grabbed the throne faster than you can say civil war. Matilda eventually returned, kicking off years of fighting over who would be in charge. Technically, she ruled parts of the island, but no fancy coronation meant her royal status was sketchy. Stephen's kids either did not care or were nuns, so the crown passed to Henry II, Matilda's son. He had 4 sons of his own, young Henry, Richard the Lionheart, John, and Geoffrey. Guess who died young? Henry. Henry II thought the whole, wait until the king is dead, thing was a disaster. He crowned young Henry as co-king while still alive, figuring 2 kings were better than 1. Spoiler, it was not. Young Henry rebelled. There was another civil war, and he died of dysentery. Fast forward through Richard the Lionheart, who went off on crusades and left John to mess things up royally. John's reign gave us the Magna Carta and a stretch of Edward I, also called Longshanks, overthrown by his wife and Edward II, who had 5 sons. None of Edward III's kids got the throne because they either died young or passed it to their kids. Enter Richard II, famous for being deposed by Henry IV, which brought us to the Wars of the Roses. Now, those wars were a mess of family grudges from Edward III's descendants. People swapped kings like trading cards, Henry IV to Edward IV to Henry VI, then back to Edward IV. When Edward IV died, his 12-year-old son Edward V took the crown. Uncle Richard promised to take care of him, but the boy disappeared, and Richard became Richard III. Not for long, though. Along came Henry VII, marrying Elizabeth of York to unite the warring houses. Families, this guy, King Henry VIII, was famous for his wives and splitting with the Catholic Church. Henry VIII made up official inheritance rules, oldest sons first, then daughters if no sons. Easy right? Nope. His only son, Edward VI, inherited the throne at 9 before dying at 15. Edward decided his sisters, Mary and Elizabeth, were out and Lady Jane Grey should rule. Poor Jane lasted 9 days before Mary chopped off her head and claimed the throne. Mary did not have kids, so Elizabeth I followed, ruling like a boss until her death. Left no heirs, time to talk Scotland. Their royal family joined the mix when James VI of Scotland also became James I of England in 1603. He had a son, Charles I, who got executed during a rebellion led by Oliver Cromwell. Cromwell decided kings were out and called himself Lord Protector, but his son was terrible at it, so they brought back Charles II. Charles had no legitimate kids, so his brother James II became king. James II being Catholic caused issues, but luckily his daughter Mary and her husband William were Protestant. Darling Parliament practically begged them to invade, and James fled. William and Mary ruled together, childless, leaving the throne to Queen Anne, who tried really hard to have kids, 17 pregnancies, yikes. But ended up heirless. Parliament had enough of the chaos and passed new rules, picking Sophia of Hanover's family as the new royals. Her son, George I, started the Hanoverian dynasty, George I to George II to George III, who lost America but kept the crown rolling. Then came George IV, no kids, William IV, no legitimate ones, and finally Victoria, who ruled for most of the 19th century. Victoria's son, Edward VII, followed, then George V, Edward VIII abdicated for love, and George VI handled World War II. When George VI died, his daughter, Elizabeth II, became queen in 1952. She ruled longer than anyone, passing the crown to her son Charles, then to his son William, and eventually William's son George. And that is the whirlwind tour of the royal family, filled with power grabs, backstabbing, and rules nobody seemed to follow. Does the monarchy still matter in today's world? Share your thoughts below, like, subscribe, and join us for more captivating stories from history's ever-turning pages.